What's up everybody, and welcome back to another Simple Film Studios video where it has been a minute since I've filmed a video, but I've got a whole bunch of new camera gear that I want to share with you guys. And today we're going to be talking about the one and done camera setup for all creators. And I believe that you can use this camera setup for pretty much every single piece of your content, whether it be filming YouTube videos like this, whether it be vlogging, whether it be filming reels. You can literally use this setup for absolutely everything. So if you're someone like me who is looking for that one and done setup, then this is definitely for you. Now, with the introduction of the iPhone 15 and the cinematic quality and everything that that can offer, it does kind of blow your mind. But for me, there's still something missing. If I'm filming in low light, if I'm trying to do, that really good 10-bit quality, it's just not quite there yet. But it is very, very good. However, I like to use an actual camera, interchangeable lenses, ND filters, all that sort of stuff. So let's get right into it, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Because right now, if you can't tell, I'm actually filming off an iPhone 14 Pro. So let's actually get onto the actual camera I'm talking about. Which is this bad boy? I better just show you on the camera first before I switch it over and actually start filming on this. The Canon R8, so you know that I've got it. I've also got the Diety Duo Mic on top here. Really cool. We're going to talk about that. And the lens that I've got is the Canon RF 24-105 L lens, which is an f4 lens. And I believe that this whole combo can do every single bit of creating whatever kind of content that you want for YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, whatever else you do. This is it. Let's do it. All right, well, that is already 1,000 times better. And what I absolutely love about this is I have an articulating screen so I can see myself. I can see that I'm in frame. I can see what it's going to look like when I'm going to edit that. And the more stuff that I can do in camera to get it right before I take it into actually post and editing and color grading and all that sort of stuff, the easier it is for me, because then all I'm doing here editing is just some finesse stuff, right? That's the first point. The second point is that you don't have to film in vertical to get your vertical reels and your portrait reels and all that sort of stuff. What you can do is you can film horizontally like this, and then you can have them edited into vertical videos, and that's actually going to give you a much better quality, which people don't realize, than just filming it in a portrait mode or a vertical video. Not only that, it also makes the footage a whole lot more versatile if you are using it for YouTube and then you're wanting to cut it up for reels and have, little promo skits and all that sort of stuff. All of that you can do with this style of camera. You can do it with an iPhone as well, but I just feel like you lose the quality in it, and it just, even though it still films in 4K, the pixels and the resolutions just can't match up to something like this, especially in a low light scenario like we have here. Sometimes I feel like I talk so fast, I just need to take a break for a second, catch my breath, and then I can talk again. So why did I go this route? Well, this is a relatively new channel, and if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. I've only got like 26 or 28 subscribers as we speak right now, but I got into film and photography and videography with my other channel, which is a golf YouTube channel, and that one, if you haven't checked it out, it's David Maxfield Golf. That has about 13 or 14,000 subscribers now, which is going really, really well. But for me to actually up the quality of that channel to make sure that I'm keeping up with everybody else on YouTube that's doing golf videos, I really needed to up the quality of my camera, my videography skills. I had to put myself through some courses. I had to become a better creator in order to create better videos, not just a better golfer to get better golf content on the videos, if that makes sense. So whilst I started my YouTube channel filming with an iPhone, and that was really great when it started, to keep up with everything these days, I needed some serious upgrades to my equipment. And so this is what I got. Now you might be thinking to yourself, well, Dave, get to the point. What am I buying? Why are you showing it to me? Why should I get it? Okay, let's get to those points. First point, I'm not sponsored by Canon. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I don't have any of those Amazon affiliates that people do with their links. So everything that I'm showing you is just stuff that I personally use, that I've personally bought, that I actually love. Now I have the Canon RF 24-105mm f4L lens. Now the reason why I love f4 is because I can still film in low light like this, but as I'm going out and as I'm zooming and using the zoom of the lens, that aperture doesn't change from f4 to f6 to f8 to whatever when you're filming outside. So I really need that. So the L lens for me is absolutely perfect. Not only that, on my golf channel, when I'm filming in golf simulators, which is again like this, a dark lit room, even though it's f4, I can just bump up the ISO to 1600 or 3200 like I have now, 3200. 1/50 because I'm filming in 24 frames per second, and I can get a really crisp quality even in low light. So the reason why I went the f4 is because really it saves money, okay? It's still not the cheapest lens. It's somewhere between $1,700 to $2,000 Australian, depending on where you're buying it from and what time of year. If you do have the extra cash and you want to spend a little bit more, then I'd recommend the 24-70 f2.8, which is kind of like a one and done lens that a lot of YouTubers have raved about. Amazing lens, wish I had it, don't have it. I went the more budget option. with this 24 to 105, and I tell you, I absolutely love it. So getting in the creative side of things, when I'm wanting to film landscape videos and when I'm wanting to film videos that I actually chop up and cut into reels as well, this camera setup really does it for me. The full frame of the Canon R8, if you haven't got into full frame versus APS-C yet, I 100% sit in the full frame camp because I just feel like it's a lot more versatile. If you've got a zoom lens like this, you're going to be able to have that wide field of view with 24mm. If you've got an APS-C camera, which is a crop sensor camera like the Canon R10, which I actually had before this, then my 16mm lens, this little guy, which is like the exact same version of the Nifty 50, same size, whatever, that actually punches out to 24mm anyway. So I just needed that wider field of view. I needed a zoom lens. I needed the versatility that it offers. And then I wanted to be able to film film horizontally and then cut it into vertical reels that I could use on multiple platforms with the same content. Now, if you're someone who wants to film two different types of content, vertical and horizontal, you are placing a heck of a lot more work on yourself in editing and post and all sorts of stuff when you don't really need to. So why not just go and film horizontally, cut it vertically? You get the point, right? Cool. I'm going to run you a clip of something that I filmed vertically that I actually cut into a horizontal reel, and I'm going to use this on both platforms. So let's see this. This is a promo for Takomo, so that's on my other YouTube channel. I am an ambassador for Takomo, full disclosure here, but this is something that I filmed with them in a vertical setting, in a horizontal setting. I can always get those mixed up. In a horizontal setting that I cut into a vertical clip. Let's see it.
You do this every day? Yeah. Why? Because I love it.
Yo.
You do this every day? Yeah. Why? Because I love
it.
So, as an example just there, as a creator, you can see how much more time that I've just saved by using a horizontal clip, cutting it into a vertical reel, and now I can use it on multiple platforms. I can add it into YouTube videos, I can add it on TikTok, Instagram, whatever you want to do. And I did all of that because I have a full frame camera. I also have a 24 to 105 zoom lens, so I wouldn't have been able to do that without the zoom lens, because if I didn't have this zoom lens, I've got to constantly be taking the prime lenses off, putting a new one on, changing the apertures, adjusting all of the settings, doing all of that kind of stuff, which is really frustrating because with the zoom lens, I can have an ND filter and a CPL filter, which is a polarized lens filter, on there for that sun glare, and I can leave it on there. I can just adjust the aperture if I need to, and I can just adjust the zoom, and I am set with this camera setup. It is literally like a one and done setup. Not only that, one thing that people have said to me when I've taken this setup out to the golf course, even if I'm just filming myself doing some putting or whatever, just some practice that I want to look back on later, I've had numerous people come up to me and say, wow, that looks like a professional setup. That looks amazing. You must have spent a fortune on that. Like, it makes me look like I'm a professional videographer and photographer, which I'm not, but I do want to learn. I do want to get better, and it makes you feel nice when you've got something that actually looks professional. So if you're a YouTuber, an aspiring YouTuber, or someone that actually wants to be taken seriously, then even though the iPhones are really, really good, you want the perception that someone actually thinks you know what you're doing. You don't want to rock up to, I don't know, maybe you're an athlete and you're rocking up to a Nike thing and you're going to be a Nike promoter with an iPhone. Yes, could it do it? Absolutely. Could it create good content? Absolutely. But the perception that you're going to receive from somebody who's trying to take you seriously as an ambassador, as a promoter of a brand, it just won't be there. People will disagree with me, but honestly, it just won't be there. You need to have something that actually looks good. So rolling on from that, what about photography? A lot of people want to use photography now in their creative skills. They want to add it to their YouTube videos. They want to add it to their reels. They want to have the, all the flashy stuff that goes on, or they want to have everything on the beat, and so they might have some video mixed in, and then when it comes into the beat, it's like photo, 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 video. And that looks so, so cool, especially if you're doing like car videos and all that sort of stuff where they do the zooms and the speed ramps and flipping it around, and then they have the camera shutter sound. I mean, that stuff looks amazing, right? So you've got to have a camera that's able to take really good professional quality looking photos as well as professional quality looking video. So you need a hybrid camera setup, which you can really only find in a mirrorless camera, and the R8 just offers so much of that stuff. So you've got an EVF, you've also got a really good quality lens, you've got a full frame sensor, you've got a 24.2 megapixel sensor at that, I think it can go up to 40 frames per second if you put it in electronic mode, which is just super, super fast. So you can catch all of those moments and not miss any. So as some examples, I'm going to throw some examples up on screen now. You can see that these photos are so crisp. I have a lot of golf photos. I also have a lot of landscape photos. I have a lot of photos of my wife and kids, but the quality of them is amazing. And I could throw any of this material into videos, into reels, into home videos as well, that you just couldn't do if you had an iPhone. Yes, it does take good quality photos, but it's only on an iPhone screen. If you tried to go and take that photo and then blow it up and put it up on a wall like a big picture, it will pixelate, it will get blurry, it won't look sharp, it will look terrible. You take one of these photos, you go and blow them up and you use a raw file, it will look amazing no matter how big you want to blow it up. Well, maybe there's some kind of a limit, but you would be able to blow it up a heck of a lot bigger than an iPhone and it would still look amazing. Are there downsides to this kind of a setup? Well, yes. I mean, there are people that would disagree with me because they would say, well, the R8 only has one card slot. Well, you could get around that by having an external monitor. If you wanted an external monitor, you could add an SD card in there and that would give you your 4K recording and your redundant recording. So does that cost a little bit extra money? Yes. But can you do it? Yes. The next thing is the battery life. People will say, oh, well, the battery on them is not quite as good. The battery on them, it just goes really, really quickly, especially if you're using 4K 60. All these things are true, but to be honest with me, I have an extra 2 batteries, and so that's 3 in total. I make sure that they're charged all the time when I go out. I never have a problem. If one of them goes flat, it takes 2 seconds to take it out, to put a new battery in, and away you go. Whilst those things are issues, I'm not saying that they're not issues, they're easy workarounds for both of them. If you wanted an external power source, you can have an external power source. It will charge this while it's off. It won't charge it while it's recording like it is now. But they are options that you can have. You can rig this up really, really good. In fact, you can get a camera cage like this from Small Rig, which I highly recommend. I've got mine set up. Normally the camera would sit in here. I normally put the microphone on here. I've got a little cold shoe just there. And then I've got a whole bunch of different options and ways that I can configure this, which is super, super cool. So if you're looking to rig it out and you want to look really professional, or you're doing a whole lot of movements that you want to do handheld, then you should definitely get yourself some handles, because that will stabilize your footage and look a whole lot better when you're trying to edit it. It won't be all shaky and jittery. So, fellow creators, if you're looking for a one and done camera, the Canon R8 is not to be messed with. I mean, there are other cameras. There's a Canon R7, which is at the same price, which is also very, very good. But like I said, it's an APS-C camera. It does have that crop in there, which for me just really, really annoys me. I mean, if you wanted to, you can also film in C-Log 3 in here. I'm not doing that right now because I just feel like it's a whole lot of extra post stuff, but you will get a lot more dynamic range. You will get even better quality than what you're seeing here right now. You can get a whole lot more out of this camera than what I'm showing you just here. And that is all available for you. It's not the cheapest setup, but in terms of the full frame mirrorless setup, it is definitely one of the cheapest and the best on the market that you can get into. In terms of the L lens, I mean, it is crisp. You've seen the quality, you've seen the photos, you've seen everything that it can offer. The versatility of it is absolutely insane. This is a low light scenario. It's performing incredibly well. You can obviously use it in brighter situations as well. And I'm super, super impressed with this camera setup. So I'm going to link the stuff down below that I have if you want to check it out. That's me for today. I hope you like it, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.